Hi from PBL World. This is Suzie Boss, and I'm here with two staff members from the California Teachers Association. We have Justo Robles, who's manager of the Instruction and Professional Development Department, and Norma Sanchez, who's on the staff in the same department. And they're going to be talking with us a little bit about some of the opportunities ahead in the area of instruction and curriculum development for PBL and the Common Core. So, Justo, do you want to start off by filling us in a little bit about your 300,000 member organization and kind of your philosophy that you were describing to me before we started chatting here?
Sure. Well, over the past several years, we've been evolving as an organization to be able to provide more support to teachers to be more effective in their profession. And to that end, we've been conducting a lot of training and workshops. Central to our belief is that teachers should be able to determine the content and instructional strategies. And in that respect, the promise of PBL is that it provides the teacher an opportunity to do innovation and really exactly complements the spirit of the Common Core, because Common Core requires another level of thinking that is not usually found in the classroom, and PBL offers that promise. Again, teachers will determine to what extent it will be used and how they will work with each other in order to be more effective with their students.
Okay. In PBL, we emphasize the role of voice and choice for students, but it sounds like you're emphasizing the role of voice and choice for teachers as well.
Exactly correct.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, so some nice parallels happening there. Yeah.
Well, I think, can I add to that?
Absolutely.
Is that teachers have been operating under a very prescriptive model where they all must be under these very detailed pacing guides and everyone's on the same page on the same time. So it's not just the students themselves learning the exact same content, it's now the teachers being able to teach and be innovative and have the academic freedom to do so.
Great. Norma, do you want to say a little bit more about how perhaps your organization might be helping teachers prepare or kind of pave the way for them to take advantage of these new opportunities for innovative teaching?
Yes, well, as Justo mentioned, we offer various trainings or sessions. We have a 4-day institute at UCLA every August, and the emphasis is Common Core. And within that emphasis, we provide any time of a series of sessions. One of them is actually specific on project-based learning and thematic teaching. We bring in presenters to talk about that, levels of how that can happen. So if someone's interested in doing project-based learning, then they can come to us and we provide resources for them to go to.
Okay, that's terrific. And also you were telling me a little bit about your teacher leadership cohorts. Can you explain kind of how those...
I'll start it
yeah,
out. Using a grant from the National Education Association, which we received last year, we basically established a project in each of our 4 regions that we call the Teacher Leadership Cohort. And the program basically works like this. We identify teachers that are leaders in their profession we have 4 administrative areas. We brought them together and then give them some basic tools for innovation, not a specific direction, but for example, one would be how to work with adults, another one, so developing instructional strategies, how systems change and the like. And Norma has one of those projects which she can speak to.
So the idea was, everybody talks about union work, and there's some people that like it, some they don't like it. And so we wanted to seek out teachers that are just really good teachers. Regardless of what experience, position you've had with your union or local association, maybe you've had none, maybe you just know it exists, but you're really good in curriculum and instruction. And so we bring them together. There was 6 of them per region. We have 4 regions in the state. So I had 6 teachers come to me. We chose them by grade level, by subject area, so get a variety of different regions as well, rural and more urban. And they came together once a month, and they just talked. We had no parameters other than you're going to develop a leadership project. We had no definition of what that was. So there's some amazing work that is going on. And it's interesting, several of them have come to me and said, I would have never done this if you had not given us the confidence and the support to do so. Because one teacher, there's this project that our national organization, NEA, is calling Better Lessons. So they're paying teachers to develop lessons. So one of my science teachers, she got accepted to be a very few number out of, I think, hundreds of applicants. And it was a very rigorous process. Another of our members was a Smart Advanced writer. And now she's doing professional development for her entire Montebello school district. And it's very much about being teacher-driven versus outside consultants coming in to telling teachers what to do. And she's got great reviews. She's presenting everywhere. We're using her in our summer institutes as well as other teachers. So it's really about building leadership and giving teachers the resources, tools, and confidence to do so.
Maybe you can speak also about the one teacher that worked with professional capital, and then the Hargraves, and because that's pretty exciting. I'm really excited about that one.
So we had the science teacher. Her name is Ashley Conejo Valley, and she actually, there's this book that we read. So we professionalize teaching just in terms of the resources, the research, what we read. So there's a book called Professional Capital, and it talks about 3 types of capital: social capital, decision-making capital, and human capital. And so thinking in the lens of teaching, what it encompasses, all those areas. And so she, all of our teacher leader cohort people have to read that book. It's a requirement. And they go through an academy as well. So anyhow, she created this guide, and she created an online course. That was her project, her leadership project. And it's gotten such great reviews. She has a wait list, and the Ventura County office has even used it. She's also in higher ed. Channel Islands University is using it for their students as well. So she's contacted the authors. Michael Fullen and Andy Hargreaves are the authors. Andy Hargreaves has gone onto her course and is looking at comments. So she could see who's on there.
Amazing.
They're all excited about this, the vocabulary and the language that we speak about teachers as a profession.
And it's so empowering for teachers, respectful for teachers, and creates these opportunities for professional growth.
To me, the power behind the concepts in professional capital really revolves around changing the narrative about what the profession of teaching is all about. For too long, the teacher has been victimized as the problem, when in fact we are the solution. And professional capital offers a vision of what a powerful learning experience can be with a qualified teacher.
Right, very exciting stuff. Were you here this morning for the keynote, Pearl?
Yes, she was very impressive.
So, here we see an example of a empowered, passionate teacher leader.
Correct.
Right.
We have 300,000 of those.
It's good. And we look at human capital. That's a really
we just want to encourage
resource.
them to come out of the classroom and say, hey, we're here, we're doing all sorts of great things.
Right.
But then it's the decision-making aspect of it, in terms of how starting a school or developing a curriculum. Who makes those decisions?
Right, and teachers have that, as you said, confidence. All kinds of great things are possible. Norma, I'm just curious, as you created these cohorts and gave teacher leaders that kind of space to come together, that's in a way what a lot of teachers who are here at PBL World are enjoying. So it's that time to sit down with colleagues. Yes. I just wonder if you want to talk a little bit about how teachers can find that space in their school buildings and the busyness of a career. How do you create those opportunities to continue to collaborate?
Well, I've been involved with this work for a long time. Well, I was on the national staff working with the Educational College Sea Change, and for the last several years I've been working with the state staff. And in my view, something happens, and it's not always predictable, at a local school site where some teachers come together and they see something. We call them teacher leaders now, but there have been previous, sometimes they're called troublemakers, because they take the initiative, they want to make some change, and then they create their space. A lot of, we've had surveys, we've asked our teachers, under what conditions would you go to a hard-to-staff school? And we've given them a menu of 30 choices, ranging from a higher salary to different facilities. And the single most important variable that they consistently identify is a good administrator. And a good administrator enables the teacher to do what they can do. The other two variables that consistently rate higher, lower class sizes, and then adequate materials. But given sort of the basic foundations, you turn teachers loose, it's amazing what they can do. And they define their environment. And then they work with the union. In fact, I was just talking with some teachers from one of our local school districts in the Bay Area. Through their union, they worked on MOU, which is Memorandum of Understanding, and then basically which created some time for them to work, some support. I don't want to.
No, go ahead.
Okay, no, I want to roll here. No, go ahead. So anyway, that's it's just amazing what they can do, and it's unpredictable. It all translates into more student engagement, which is a real
the big goal, isn't it? Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not just about compliance, it's really about engagement.
Right, right. I think that's why as you know, so many teachers are in the profession in the first place.
Exactly. That's how I went it a long time ago. I wanted to make a difference. And,
that's what you hear over and over again from teachers. Right.
But I think the other element of this is choice. We started with people's choice.
Right.
And you have to give teachers choice. You just can't say, you all must do this. Because essentially everyone has their own passion and they went into teaching because of that passion. But they also have a content area that's a passion, a subject area, a way that they work, a way that they function. So I think they find people with similarities, but they also can challenge themselves and observe another teacher's classroom or hear about something that somebody else is doing. And the sharing of ideas, of examples is one way that these spaces are created. And if a good administrator allows as many opportunities for those to happen, both within a school and across schools,
sure,
I think that allows teachers to grow.
Right, right. So here, at PBL World, teachers are getting a taste of that, and we hope is that they'll then take that spirit back with them. Continue collaborating with colleagues, sharing student work samples together, doing all that kind of work.
Technology is so great. Online communities are great. They get so many ideas from that. As our teacher's like, I just saw this. Can I share this with you? And they'll come and they'll share it. Yeah. So is there a particular place that teachers can kind of stay up to date on some of the
Sure, we have a website. Well, we have the big site for California teachers is cta.org.
Okay.
And then we have a site for our department, which specializes in professional development, which is cta.org/IPD. That's spelled IPD.
Okay. All right. So that's where if teachers wanted to find out about your
exactly. We have a lot of resources there, not only with Common Core, with assessment, which is another big piece that's really on the horizon. And teachers contribute to that as well.
Okay.
We have video clips of teachers with demonstration lessons.
Great.
And then that's also linked to other sites as well. So it's a very useful site.
Great. We might be able to share some of those resources through our network.
PBL World. Connect PBL.
Terrific. Great. Well, thanks so much for giving us
it's been a real pleasure.
some highlights of what you're up to and wonderful work ahead. And
great.
Thanks for coming to PBL World.
Oh, it's been real exciting.
Great.
Real exciting.
Okay. Wonderful.
Thanks. A lot of energy.
Okay. Terrific. Thank you.